Hi guys! Welcome to my channel. I'm Juliana. It is gloomy as hell today, so I have all my lights going. If you clicked on this video, I'm assuming you're someone with broad shoulders. And I wanted to make a video on this topic because I know how hard it can be to style broad shoulders, especially for women. And I also get how there's the whole mental component because broad shoulders can make you feel feminine and bulky. And I think a lot of this is societally programmed. The beauty standard favors an hourglass or even a pear shape, and both of these have normal to narrow width for their shoulders. As someone with broad shoulders, a wide ribcage, and narrow hips, I totally get the struggle, but I think it's important to realize that just because your body type is not really the trendiest body type, doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with your body. I mean, at the same time, there's nothing really wrong with any body type, they're just different. But your broad shoulders are definitely not a defect by any means. I would kind of argue that broad shoulders can have an advantage in the sense that they give off this air of authority. But yeah, just remember that beauty is really all relative and nothing is objectively ugly. And we always want what we don't have, right? I feel like it's common for people with thick thighs to really want a thigh gap and slim down the look of their legs. Meanwhile, I know people who have thinner legs and all they want to do is add muscle or add volume to their legs because they feel like their legs look like sticks. And for shoulders, there are definitely those who have maybe more narrow or rounded shoulders that wish they had broader or squared shoulders and use things like shoulder pads to bulk them up. So yeah, I would argue that it comes down a lot to your mindset. Even if you magically shrunk your shoulders, if you're looking at your body with a critical eye, you're going to inevitably find something else on your body or about your body that you don't like. And I really don't mean to sound harsh, it's more that I'm coming from a place of personal experience because we really do tend to think pretty critically about ourselves and we feel like others judge us way more than they actually do. I mean, think about it. How many times have you looked at someone on the street and really analyzed their body type? Most people will probably never realize you even have broad shoulders. And if you do have someone in your life that ridicules you for them, just know that it's really just a projection of their own insecurities. But ultimately, whether or not other people notice them, it is up to you to feel okay with your broad shoulders. I found that the best course of action in regard to body image is to practice body neutrality rather than body positivity. I think it's really hard to hinge your happiness on how bloated or flat or thin or old or however you feel like you look that day. By the way, make sure to like this video if you want to see more videos related to the topic of body image. This being said, practicing body neutrality doesn't mean that we can't want to find clothes that are flattering. Most women's clothes are not constructed with broad shoulders in mind, and this can make shopping for clothes pretty difficult. I want to share with you guys some tips that I've discovered along the way to help minimize the look of broadness in the shoulders. By the way, I've also made an entire video on the inverted triangle body type on my channel. I'll make sure to link it down below. That video also includes tips on widening the look of the hips to balance out your proportions, so make sure to check that out as well. But for this video, I'm going to be focusing specifically on the shoulders. My first tip is to opt for sleeveless or long sleeve tops rather than short sleeve. Short sleeves tend to act as caps and solely accentuate the shoulders, whereas things like tank tops will flatter and highlight the shoulders without emphasizing their broadness. Wearing a sleeveless top with a more open neckline, like a square neckline, will really let the shoulders breathe while also bringing the attention towards your chest and décolleté. But side note, when choosing a sleeveless top, try and opt for stronger styles. This will complement the appearance of broader shoulders. Anything too delicate or frilly can look kind of wimpy and juxtapose the shoulders, making them look even more broad. By the way guys, to go along with all these tips, I've created a folder in my LTK where I've kind of compiled certain clothing selections that I think really flatter broad shoulders. This will act as a sort of starter kit if you're not really sure where to find or buy the types of styles and clothes that I'm recommending in this video. The link to my LTK will be in my description. For alternative necklines, try opting for one-shoulder tops rather than off-the-shoulder. Off-the-shoulder styles will create a visual outline of your entire shoulder width, whereas one-shoulder tops are bound by the width of your torso. Something like a crisscross, halter, or one-shoulder top will really break up the chest and take the attention away from the broadness. My next tip is to opt for blazers and coats with defined shoulders. Think about it like this. Because your shoulders are broader, you actually have the ability to wear garments with stronger shoulders without looking cartoonish. In fact, styles like sharp blazers and structured coats are best suited for those with broad shoulders because you have the infrastructure to pull it off. These will give you an air of authority while streamlining your figure. However, I'd like to add a word of caution against capped or puffed sleeves. Shoulder details that are simply voluminous but not structured will enlarge the appearance of the shoulders, but not really in a way that's flattering. I would argue that in general, it's better to look for more defined, structured styles or even tight styles rather than something that's flowy or puffy. We want to highlight our shoulders in a way that makes them look defined rather than add to their size. So when it comes to long sleeves, I'd say opt for tighter styles because they will lead to a more streamlined appearance. Alright guys, that's all I have for you for this video. Make sure to follow me on my Instagram and TikTok where I post a lot of fashion content and outfit inspo on there. As always, please comment down below what you'd like to see from me next. I'm always open to your suggestions. Also comment down below if you have this body type or at least broad shoulders and what are your tips and tricks to reduce the look of broadness. But yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!